Dealing with the unknown. Tzvi here. That feeling of being trapped, that feeling of the unknown is just so much, then you react in the same old fashion, the same old way. The situation comes up again, and afterwards what happens? The same thing. Get upset with the outcome. What happens? The mind goes into wanting to predict the future. It's like an automatic thing. It's trying to predict it. It's trying to make it feel comfortable. The results happen the same old way because the same thing you're trying to do, trying to control the outcome. Feeling stress, the stress comes in, the body goes, oh, I've got to predict the future. This is a habit that needs to change. This is a key part of being able to make the change into your life. The problem is, this becomes, more you do it, the more it keeps coming. It becomes like a long-term habit that exists. It becomes more and more automatic without even thinking. A situation comes up, oh, we've got to predict the future, we've got to predict it. And what's it basing on? It's basing on the bad old habits that have already been learned. The mind and body doesn't know the difference. It keeps reproducing the same thing over and over again. Okay, one of the most successful things I've ever learned is mindfulness. But you're going to say, it doesn't work. Well, if you keep applying the same old system to the new way, what are you going to get? It's like having a computer. So this computer doesn't work. Taking that old program and putting it in the new computer. Wow, the new computer's all fancy. It's got a nice box. It's got this, it's got that. But it's still running on the same old program, the same old operating system that's causing the default thing. So what's really have to do is actually go back and change the way the system works, reprogram it. So if we can do it in a different way, the most successful way I know is through positivity and focusing, because mindfulness is coming present right now, right here. And when they start predicting, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, we've now closed it all down, and we're not here right now. We're worried about this, worried about that. We're bringing in the past. We're trying to pass the past on to the future. It's going around and around. That is not the main key, the ikka point of mindfulness. Mindfulness is coming into present and breathing and allowing it to come in. I don't mean allow it and just sit there and daze back and oh, it's going to come in. No, we've set our conscious goals, our mindset, our desires in action. We're doing our status, we're doing our work, we're working on what has to happen, but we're not predicting, we're not trying to pull in things, we're just allowing it. We're actually the other way around, we're trying to open up and listening to the signals that are coming in from God out there to bring into our world, this is a way we could try. It takes so much pressure off. It's so relieving, it's enjoyable, and it's like every time a signal comes in, it's like, wow, it's amazing. It's like getting another little win, another little win. And when something comes up that's not easy, okay, then I got to go back, coming back to present, work it out. So it's constantly building it and building it and building it. Such a beautiful, calm way to achieve goals, to get out of the habit of trying to predict and just coming back to now. What's going to happen? It's going to take time. Remember, like the old habits, it starts searching and keeps predicting. Well, that keeps getting built up and more built up. So now we've got to reprogram through neuroplasticity to change it to what we do want. Another one is goal setting. Now, goal setting can be a beautiful, productive thing, or can be set up in a way to destroy you. What do I mean by destroy you? Because then you can set a goal up with an old habit and say, see, it doesn't work. Get upset, get worn out, get hurt from it. So the goal setting is another reason to get upset, and you're going to say, they don't work, it never works. Well, the goal setting I'm talking about is have a vision of what you do want. And how we get there, irrelevant. That's left up to the unknown, leave it up to God, Hashem, the Creator, to bring it in. So we set our vision. This is our job, is to set our vision. And then we start on our way. Let's try this, let's try that. So the goal we set over there, what it is, but we're still over here. So there's a gap in between. So we've got to work on this. I don't know how to get there. It's irrelevant. The main part is to enjoy that journey, how to get there. I look at life as a journey, like a beautiful journey we're going on. Now you want to go off for a drive somewhere, go for a journey, go somewhere different. You're excited about it. Well, we're going to apply the same thing. Instead of the unknown being scary, let's go on a journey. We know we want to go to here, we want to be there at a certain time. We just know it's going to happen. The main part, the ikka part, is to know it can happen. With God's help, Hashem's help, it can happen. So when I'm setting my goal, I'm focusing on, I know it's going to happen. I know God Hashem has always come through before. So my job now is just allow it to come in. Let's stay open, stay positive and calm. That way I can start being focused, and if something comes up, an old habit, oh, that's an old habit, it's going to try and pull me back. They're constantly happening, but the more I stay calm, the more I can do mindfulness, the more I become center, the less it's going to throw me off. And if it does, I'm ready to come back. Apply the new rules, applying the new rules over and over again. Partly of the same thing is, I don't believe I can do it. It's too difficult, it's too hard, it's impossible. Well, this is a belief that was caught up to save me. Remember, the unknown's a scary place. So let's put the old system in, predict it, say it's going to happen, I feel safe, I know it. And I've got that awful feeling of frustration and tight. The body knows that's what it wants. It's like, I've given it to him again. He likes that feeling. But then you have this fight that gets upset, and it's like, there's that same feeling again. It's a subconscious program that has to be reprogrammed. So instead of going down there, we come back to mindfulness, being center, present right now. Okay, that thought comes up, put a note down, this thought came up, you can write it down on a piece of paper, put it on your phone, whatever. Okay, that's the negative version of it. That's trying to predict it, trying to make the whole path from here to there safe. Remember I said, we are here, there's a future, we leave the bit in the middle to God Hashem to let us guide us through. So now I've got to let go, I've got to snip out that part and just let it go to the unknown. So now I can just work on little steps, being open to it on the way, being guided through, being very, very open in a calm way. The more calm and more open I am, the more I can see the signals that are coming in. It might be a phone call, it might be a message on the computer, it can come from anywhere. All I know is it can come in, and I know from past it's always worked out. So instead of getting worked up and annoyed and frustrated and fear that I can't do it, because I go back to remembering, yes, God Hashem has allowed it to happen before, He can allow it to happen again, so I can just enjoy my journey. It's a test that I know I can pass. All I've got to do is put the effort in. How I'm going to pass, how the results are, I have no idea. I don't really need to get involved. So then, I don't believe I can do it. No, let's give it a go. Let's start breathing and let's just try. Make the phone call, send the email, do the extra bit of exercise. Not trying about pushing ourselves, forcing ourselves. I've used the word open. Now open up to allowing the goodness to come in. Otherwise we're fixated and stuck on this closed negative situation. We're trying to remove that and replace it with being open to the goodness that's available. It takes time and it's a process. And those little wins on the way, focus on them, take them in like, wow, this little change, what a big thing. So those little wins are becoming like little stepping stones, each little step. So little steps equal a lot of steps. If we try and do that big jump, we can fall over. Let's just take the little ones and keep adding them up. I have to say, one of the hardest from trying to force things growing up, trying to force it, that square peg doesn't fit in the round hole, just clap it, keep hitting it until it gets in there. No, it takes up a lot of energy. Unfortunately, what happens is the body just uses all the energy on the stress. Can't focus, it gets worn out. So let's do it in a calm way. The major breakthrough was just allow it to come. What do I mean by allow? Use my mind and imagination, the strongest muscle, to focus on what I do want and keep staying open. Take the breath work, take the time. It may seem very non-productive, it takes a lot of time, but it actually is the other way around. From experience, it actually speeds the whole thing up because I'm allowed to come in. Otherwise, you're trying to force it, and unfortunately, haven't got the clarity. And then what happens? You got to go back and forwards. This way, it's more of a journey. And every time there's a bump in the hill, on the road, you just look at it, evaluate it. Okay, what do I do to change? And you keep going instead of this constant pressure of running back and forwards. Simply remember, when thoughts come in, they're going to come in the old way. Maybe a different situation, but as long as I remember that I'm present, this thought, then after a while you start to feel the body locking up, the jaw, the shoulders, getting the stomach, the cough, locked up parts, headaches, whatever it is. That is a signal now. That was not something to devastate me. That's a signal that I'm not balanced as well as I could be. What do I need to change? Oh, it's an old habit of worrying, of trying to predict. Nope, I don't need to predict. I just have to be open to the future. I want to thank you very much for staying through to the end. Oh, before I forget, if you're already subscribed, I appreciate it very much. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. And thank you very much once again.